Hey, I'm Weekend Gabe, and you're checking out Weekend at Gabe's, and thanks for checking out this latest episode. While you're here, also follow us on these social medias at Weekend Gabe, at Weekend at Gabe's, and also at The Real Sam Crane. Thanks for checking us out.
All right, we're going to reset. You're checking out Weekend at Gabe's with Weekend Gabe's Tuesday night, August 5th, 2021. We got a big show coming up. We're going to be talking with the great folks over at Sanity Films, who are this young upstart group of filmmakers and video makers, and they also are just super talented. There's nothing bottom line. But let's introduce the OG of OGs. It is an absolute pleasure to welcome back after almost a 10-year hiatus. I've bugged this man so much on social media. I'm almost threatened that he's going to probably body slam me when he sees me in person because I've just been an absolute troll and pest. It is a pleasure to introduce Vakill to Weekend at Gabe's. Good evening, sir.
What's going on, gentlemen?
Good, man. Good. Welcome back. The game has missed you. How's it feel?
I'm still soaking it in. I was a little optimistic, you know what I mean. I didn't really know what to expect, man. But it's been a blast.
Oh yeah. What is the response been? You know, like from people who've been listening to the record the last week. I know you've been like checking online, see what people what's their favorite records. Well, what has been the most surprising thing that you've read or just seen from some of the fans and the followers?
Surprising? Yeah, I guess popularity of certain records on certain songs on the record kind of surprised me a little bit.
Yeah,
I think yeah, because there was certain songs that like the song with Mickey Hosted was 8 years old. So that song's 8 years old.
Wow.
And I was a little like, it's still bang. Like I was like, it's still bang. You know, they always say, you know, it's old to you, but they ain't heard it yet, so it's new to them.
Right.
I was optimistic, but if it's a standout, it happened to be a standout on the record. A lot of people like it.
Well, you have a lot of obviously recognizable faces from the city of Chicago. Twister, obviously an OG in his own right, and then, like I said, Mickey Halstead jumps on there. You know, let's talk a little bit about and then also your triple, the triangle offense. Your partner in crime, Juice, also jumps on a Focus. Talk a little bit about like having like selecting those artists as being your partners and reintroducing yourself back into the music.
Yeah, and Twister. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to make this album as Chicago as I could possibly get it. Like it just, a lot of my records always had a lot of out of towners on them, and this one I wanted people to like really feel different different personalities, different auras of my city on my record. I wanted it,
Right.
I wanted it to see through with this one. This is from the soil right here. This is, and it's all me. Like I did all the overseeing on this project. There was no mold man at all. This is the first time I've ever done that. You know?
So you pretty much executive produced it through and through. Was I know you and Panic obviously have a relationship in and out of business. Was how much a role did he play and help guide your decision making, if any?
Oh, you know, I still he's still, you know, that's still quality control right there. You know, I still trust his judgment on it. So I float him everything. And if he ain't feeling it, you know, but if he feeling it, and with this one, I knew he was gonna feel everything I was gonna throw at him. It was a given. So we've been together so long, we kind of know. We kind of are synced up sound wise.
Was that because it was so many people from the city that was on the record, or was it just like that was the premonition going into it?
No, that was the premonition going into it. I wanted a Chicago record, like top to bottom, like a straight up Chicago record. I wanted it to be. I wanted it to capture the moment I was in. In that moment. I wanted it to capture that. So That's my
Right.
boy.
The I want to get into focus a little bit with Juice because he's kind of this week has been a huge week for him.
Man, you see him get his roses and rock the bells?
I did. I was about to ask you that. So when I remember talking to you right when not when God Armor of God came out, but the album before that, it slips my mind. Help me out. Worst Fears Confirmed. So
Oh,
like
yeah.
2 years ago, and you were.
Yeah.
I was talking to you when I was at Columbia, and you're like, yeah. The Triangle Offense, the album's coming. Yeah, we're working on it. Are you guys still working on the album?
You know what? Here's the thing about that situation. I can say, Juice, let's put out the album next week. You'll have it next week. Like the album is there. When I tell you it's there, bro. Don't worry about it. It's there. It's there.
He's worried about it because he want to hear it. You know.
Oh, you're gonna hear it. You're gonna hear it.
You know,
This is
15
gonna be
years.
crazy. This is gonna be crazier than what you think it's gonna be.
I'm reading the piece. It was so it was just like a warm feeling to see that he's really kind of like found a setting that works for him and it allows him to be creative in a space that he's comfortable being in. And I guess you reading the article about kind of how tortured his career has been with some either decisions he decided not to make or things that weren't in his best interest. You sort of being there I'm sure like you were right there next to him during those times. But was there anything that the piece that you just kind of like, damn, I didn't realize that was going on?
Nah, a lot of that. Me and Juice talk a lot, man. So a lot of that I had already know. Was around when he was going through it. So it was nah. It was
All right.
wasn't no curveballs. Like everything was straight.
Well, hang on, Sam. Is Lucas' record, is that fairly new, or is that another one that was kind of in the vaults?
No, it wasn't in the vault. That's new.
Okay.
New. Yeah.
He sounds great, by the way. For 20 plus years of rapping still, he sounds phenomenal.
Man, he's still sharp as a tack, bro. He's still sharp as a tack, man. And we just peanut butter and jelly, man. We just mesh. We just fast records, slow records. We just mesh, man. Right now we're trying to figure out the video situation for it.
Well, we're gonna be talking with some guys who do videos, so you might want to stick around and listen to them. Maybe they might be able to get your vision. I don't know, but anyways.
All right.
Go ahead, Sam.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask. You've been doing this for a while, since I think 2000 is the earliest record, at least on Spotify. How do you feel your sound has evolved over the years?
I mean it changes with the times. I've always dabbled in style, so changing with the times would have never been a challenge. As far as evolving with the times, I think it evolved pretty well, but I still remain grounded in my root, which has always been hard punches,
Right.
and wordplay. So it still remained grounded in that as styles evolve and times change. To maintain currency, I always kept my ear low. I never allowed myself to play myself out. You know what I mean? And being an MC, you got to be able to do that.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. And if I could maybe reframe that question, in sort of the past 10 years from the last album to this one, what's changed for you? What was the exigence for you to drop this project?
Independency, doing it on my own. Like when I say I did this on my own, everything on my own, not just funding, but finding a studio engineer, everything. Aside from paying for everything. This is personal. This is my baby. You know? And that's how it feels with this one. You know.
Hmm.
How did you connect with Knots, the Virginia producer who has a huge hand in the production on this record? How did that relationship get built?
I was always a fan of Nas from jump, man. Nas has been a lot of people don't know a lot of the stuff they jam was not. Like
Right.
that's just how well rounded he is. He's one of the most polished boom bap dudes you probably gonna ever find. Like he can sneak a boom bap R&B joint on you. That's crazy, you know, and win with it. But nah, I shouts out to my man Vice Electric. My man Vice had copped the beat from him, and he posted it on his Facebook page, and I was like, yo, you got access to it? Point me in his direction, man, because I've always been a fan of his work. And then Vice sent me a link to his page, and I was checking out his shit, and I was like, okay. So I started politicking with his manager D, and me and him real good. So when I started hollering at D, he was like, just go on his page, just start picking stuff. I started with one, and then he's so nasty. I I play another one. It started. He turned to a crack addict. Like he just wake up in the middle of the night. Let me see what he got in that box. What's this box? So I'm clicking all this shit, man. I'm like, that sound like me. Give me that one. Pick and pick. That sound like me. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. Holler at D. And Nas, man, he gatekeeps his shit. So if you garbage, you know,
You can't get on.
he lives by his name. So um he co-signed the shit out of it, man.
Or,
For real.
The I was gonna get into Sam. If you want, I'm gonna start getting into some records. Obviously, we talked about Focus, but as long as the villain wins, this is like a two-parter where you break down a story about your cousin and then a story about your brother, and both of them kind of have like these fatal outcomes and these sort of very tragic outcomes. What was
It's actually my cousin and his brother.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
So, talk a little bit about like making that record. Was that something that was difficult to kind of like really thoroughly explain and break down? Because you really go through it step by step of like everything that's happening. But like,
Yes.
oh, good.
Yes. And this is it's everything's real. Everything's real. Um it's actually it's the prequel to Cry Your River on Darkest Cloud, if you ever heard that record.
Mhm.
And Cry Your River was easy. That was easy to write because I had already healed when I wrote. I was already healed and was rested with the situation. This one was tough. This one was tough. Um, and the reason this one was tough is this this was my cousin, but we were like brothers. You know, lived with each other for most of our lives. You know, so this one was tough, man. I had to relive. I had to go back and relive that shit step by step, like a VCR, like just play it back
Right.
and then let it go, and then pick up a pen and try to just sketch it, piece by piece. And I would get to certain parts in that rhyme and just have to stop. It's like, man, and the rhyme wasn't really for that beat. I was just trying it to the beat because I like the beat a lot. The Panic had sent,
Yeah.
and it just worked. Panic did when Panic first heard it, he didn't like it at first.
Hmm.
And then like maybe a week later, he was like, "Man, you know what? I like this shit." I was like, "See, I like this shit." So yeah, but that was tough to write, man. But I got through it, man. When I got through it, I was at rest with it. I was at rest with it.
Yeah.
And taking it, I'm glad you brought that song up, but taking it to a lighter place, I noticed that the villain is sort of part of the role that you play. So I was curious as to who your favorite villains were, just in general. I know you got a lot of comic book references on the record, but maybe just like a top 2 or a top 3 villains.
Villain. My number one favorite villain, man, is David Lopan, man. Big Trouble in Little China.
All right.
That's my favorite villain. Next to him, hmm, that's a tough one. I don't know, man.
We'll accept MF Doom as a response as well.
Yeah. Nah, you know what? Dr. Doom. I will say Doom. I say Doom. You know why I say Doom? Because Doom wants to take over the world. That ain't no rule that you can't do that in fucking history books, in criminal books.
Facts.
Shit, he wants to take over the world, man. That he's probably the most resilient villain in the whole Marvel universe, dude. Because I mean, he's been human, God. Like this dude, he didn't reach some statuses, man. Doom was the most resilient. Yeah, I say Doom.
Word.
I'm going to get into some of the choices for your album titles, Vakill. Obviously, Armor of God, and now we got God's Guns, which is a play off an acronym of being the greatest. Yourself, MC. What is there a God complex? Do you feel that when you're on the mic and when you're recording, like you are the superior pinnacle MC designed, like do you feel like you're just untouchable? Is that why you feel like you use the god in your album titles so often?
Part of that's part of it. Another part of it is um I said afterwards for is confirmed for the next 5 albums, I would have it that name in there. So,
Oh, we lost Sam. Oh, keep going.
yeah, for the next five albums, I would put God in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Just out of love and acknowledgement, blessings. Because uh, I done did some incredible shit in this game. You know, I'm not a household name, but I've done a lot of shit a lot of people probably never experienced. You know, that's
Yeah.
God right there. That's God.
Awesome. What is jumping in on the record, Vest Check 1 2 with Twister? That was like the lead single that when you're returning, like what was that call like to him? Is that a nothing ask to have him jump on, or did that take some negotiation or finagling?
No, that don't take shit. That's two big bulls with a steak dangling in front of them, man. That don't take shit. That's just send him the beat, and then he calls me back and says, "Man, you gotta send me this shit with the lyrics. You gotta send me this shit with the lyrics." Okay. Oh, you sure you want that? Yeah. Oh, okay. That's the competitiveness in us, man, that we've had since kids. I've known this dude since we was 18 years old. So that that's that pit mentality, man. When he got it, he knew what to do with it.
Yeah. What about that? Like you have all these iconic MCs. Like, what do you think about like these like the Lupes who are out there just like flame throwing? You know, the recent this was I know they were like kind of playful this records for Royce, but like you watching these young guys get in there and also flame throw records. Like, what are you impressed by what's happening out there?
Uh, some of it, yeah. Some of it.
That's spoken like a man who's not very impressed.
You know what, man?
And I'm not trying to cause any like, and I'm just trying to like gauge like what is what is superior emceeing to like Vakill, you know, because what my feels may not equal out to what you think because you've actually are in the trenches doing it, you know.
Well, I mean, what are yours?
I think Lupe is a tremendous, fantastic MC. So I'm not gonna say anything bad about him.
New record from Lupe last Friday, by the way, which was like boom out of the left field. I was like, damn, I got hit in the side of the face with bars. I was like,
I don't want to end up in the Lupe record. That's why I'm not gonna say anything.
Lou is nasty, man.
He's phenomenal.
Nasty.
Incredible.
I think, man, you're gonna be hard pressed to find somebody to top Mural.
Yeah, no, Mural is incredible. What is that song, like 8 minutes long or something crazy?
Yeah, you're gonna be hard pressed.
Yeah,
I love that record to death, man. I love that.
Yeah, that record is incredible. I got maybe flipping the question around a little bit. If you could eliminate 2 rappers from the game, just a couple rappers, who would those rappers be?
I don't know, man. I ain't got no venom like that for nobody. I don't know, man.
Sam trying to start shit. I didn't go now.
Apologies. The record is called God's Guns. I thought you had some smoke for somebody. I don't know.
Nah, man. Shoot. He said, if I could take out 2 rappers, wow. I don't know. Maybe it's my soft spot because we losing so many at an alarming rate, man.
This year has been awful for hip hop for us losing captains like OGs like obviously DMX, but just so many other people.
Man.
Marky, it's just recently Shock G. It's devastating. I want to quickly just I know you just recently posted something about like kind of like older statesmen who have been in the game, like still having a lane for themselves. How was important for like this record to be successful to encourage other artists who have been doing as much work as you to still continue to produce? Because I think that hip hop has this complex with it being a quote unquote young person's game, but obviously older artists or veteran artists have a lot to still say. But I think there's a intimidation about still doing it. A fear of being like labeled like a dinosaur or dad rap or some stupid shit, So I'm glad that. Do you feel like you need to like you're leading the charge of like keep recording? Like there's a lane for us.
Yeah. I mean, and that's with this record, man. That's what I wanted to show. I wanted to inspire. You know what I mean? Even though I was a little optimistic myself, but I wanted to inspire. And I was, I've been gone for a minute, man.
Yeah.
So to come back, to get the type of reception, I'll give them a play-by-play on things as they happen, just so they can see this shit is possible. To man,
right?
Because y'all know I'm from the soil. Y'all know I walk them blocks with y'all, so just to inspire, man, and show them, push them, put a battery in their back a little bit, man, because we our scene is popping right now. Our scene is popping, and so just get the artists, start inspiring the artists, pushing the artists, recharging a lot of drain batteries, because you got a lot of drains out there. You got to recharge a lot of them soldiers' batteries, man.
Well,
But yeah.
well, hopefully we won't have to wait another 10 years for the next.
No, I'm locked and loaded. Nope. Nah, man, I'm locked and loaded, man. I told P today, well, yesterday, like, yo, I'm looking at the rollout now. I'm in. Like, it's funny you brought up the title because I was just like, let me figure out what the next title gonna be for this project. So, no, I'm locked and loaded, man.
All right, now that the faucet is open, I just want to be a free flow of new music, man. This it's been too long, and I know you got a lot left in your tank.
I do, man. It's gonna be fun, bro. It's gonna get interesting. I'm coming back to reshuffle a lot of these top 5 lists, these top 10 lists.
I think you. I think I think you got enough to get into like the readers' top 5, top 10. You're gonna be at the end of the year. I think this album has a lot of legs behind it. There's a lot to like about it, a lot to appreciate about it. So hopefully that you guys keep working the record and keeping it in people's faces because I think that it deserves that.
Absolutely.
Last question before we get out of here: are you going to try to get on any stages before the end of the year? Or are you going to try to hang tight until the end of the year and see how the world looks?
I'm going to try, man. We in different times right now. just a month ago, everything was all good. We got Delta. And so, I would love to. And at this point, it shouldn't be any problems. But, no, man, the way shit is now, bro.
All right. Well, we definitely want you to stay healthy out there. But when you're ready to jump on, let us know. We'd love to be out there. I know I will. So, Vakill, the new album is God's Guns is out there on all digital streaming platforms. If you want to go buy it, you'll be a better person for doing that and being a supporter of the album. Go put it out. Are you guys gonna put a vinyl out, by the way?
Yeah, we got vinyl coming.
All right, cool. Keep us posted about that. All right, man. Thank you so much for giving us your time. We're so glad you're back. The record's phenomenal. Everyone go check it out. And we'll talk to you soon. All
right, man. Have a good one.
Salute. All right, Vakill joining us here on Weekend at Gabe's. The album is fantastic. I'm so glad he's back. I'm a huge fan. And I've been very fortunate to talk with him during each of his album runs. And each time is like, it's better than the next, and I just you just want more. Like I want him to be putting out records like fast films, like every 2 years. Every 2 years.
Yeah, just keep busting them out. Now we want God's Guns, but God's Guns from space. You know what I mean?
And Val, you're listening. We're gonna every show we're just gonna pitch God theme titles so you can use those.
Yeah,
so we'll help you out with the new record.
Hey, I'm Weekend Gabe. Thanks for checking out this latest episode of Weekend at Gabe's. Click on any of the links swirling around my head and also hit the subscribe button while you're here. Thanks for checking out us here on YouTube.